Okay, so this isn't going to be another study technique video because there's so many great YouTubers that have made videos on how to study effectively, and I'm sure you can find some great resources floating around. But I'm going to focus on the period of time when you're not studying. And it's often, if you feel like you're kind of just going through the motions and you're having to redo things a lot of times and they're just not sticking, it's probably not to do with your study technique. It's probably to do with what you're doing when you're not studying. So your rest period. And people aren't generally taught how to take effective breaks to remember what they've learned. So these non-negotiables I'm going to try and tell you about are some of the things that I use every day, and they can really help you remember stuff and consolidate information and pull together different things together. So let's go through some of the things that I think are really important for anyone who is on that journey of learning, which we all should be. Alright, first non-negotiable, sleep 7 to 9 hours. I remember when I was a kid, I used to always find sleep really frustrating because it got in the way of what I wanted to do. I wanted to do more during the day. I wanted to finish my drawing. I wanted to watch Pokemon. I wanted to play sport. But over the years I've come to realize how important it is in making me productive throughout the day, because I find if I'm often zoning out during classes or during lectures, then it's probably because I didn't sleep well enough. So although there's no set kind of hour limit that you should have every day, and everyone kind of fluctuates within that 7 to 9 hour range, you should try and stick to that range, because outside of that there is lots of evidence that suggests that it increases your cardiovascular risk, increases stress, reduces your cognitive function and memory formation. So I think it's important to stick to that range, and naturally you're going to go through periods of emotional stress or trouble with money where you're going to have to give up sleep, but try to always return to that 7 to 9 hour range, because it'll give your brain time to form those memories and form connections between different ideas, which is really important clinically. And you can find so many studies between how much sleep someone consistently gets and their GPA. Sleep works. My second non-negotiable, go for walks when you're stuck on problems. The most famous example I can think of is, Leo Tolstoy, that famous writer, and he made a non-negotiable to himself to walk at least 1 hour every day. And look how it turned out for him. One of the most prolific writers of our time, and he didn't even have a keyboard. He hand wrote all his books. So whenever I'm stuck on a problem, don't just have exercise as kind of like a set routine every day. You can also change it up by just doing it whenever you feel stressed or overwhelmed, and you'll find that when you get back to it, you'll be more energetic. Your brain will have time to subconsciously kind of chew on that information, and you may find the problem a little easier. The last one, this one's a little controversial, because the general consensus on the internet is you should take set breaks every half an hour, every hour, so on and so forth. But I don't agree with that, because if you think about what engages you when you study, it's that intersection between what is challenging and what is enjoyable. And if you find something too challenging, you're going to get bored because you won't understand it. And if you find something too easy, you're going to get bored because you won't understand it and you'll zone out. So in that, I just want to say that if you're not engaging with the content fully, just ask yourself, is this too difficult? Maybe I should step it down, get an understanding of the foundation, and then build up. Or if it's too easy, I should challenge myself and really exert myself to try and understand what the context is that I'm looking at this problem is. Did that make sense? That didn't make sense. If it's too easy, try to build it up and really challenge yourself, is what I'm trying to say. And you'll find that you naturally can study an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, as you're really trying to figure this problem out. And that's where I find the most enjoyment in studying. Really trying to understand all aspects of a question. So I hope on your journey to become a better student, to become a student not just of your studies but of life, that you take on some of these non-negotiables. They build the foundation for everything you learn. So if you enjoyed that, or you found something new or interesting to apply to your own techniques, by all means give it a like. Let me know down below. If you didn't like it, that's alright too, I guess. But that's all for this week. This is Share. Bye.